The MCU's breakout villain has to be Loki, whose fame has grown to the point that he has now his own TV show. Loki would develop the character further, this time as the lead, placing him at the center of events rather than a sidekick. Though Loki is a fan favorite, he has a number of flaws that stand out when seen from the third-person viewpoint. His issues have mostly arisen as a result of Loki displaying these characteristics, even without him himself understanding it. Of course, he has redeeming qualities as well, which will be discussed in detail in the forthcoming Disney Plus series. Loki is known for his mischievous attitude, which has elicited amusement from his followers. Though he's a scam artist, his joking personality is endearing because he can turn any circumstance into a joke with his wit and sarcasm. Loki is a fun villain because he doesn't speak in the morbid manner that other villains do, instead taunting the heroes to get under their skin. Loki's scenes are often heavy with replay value thanks to his comedic nature. Loki lacks the ability to be the better one, to just carry on while he harbors grudges against people that he never forgets. It was because of this that he kept squabbling with Thor and Odin amid their best efforts to rehabilitate Loki. Loki kept track of even the tiniest actions he thought were direct towards him, planning to avenge himself later. This led to him exiling Heimdall and Sif from Asgard many years after their quarrel, as well as being angry against Odin until his death. Loki has the inclination to return to his brother, even though he has a grudge against him. This was best shown in Thor Ragnarok, when he met Thor in Sakar's prison and persuaded him to join him in his attempt to usurp the Grand Master. He also came to Asgard when he wasn't meant to, in order to support Thor in his war with Hela. Thor's one constant has been Loki, who has always been by his side in one way or another. Loki may be like a puppy, with a penchant for going low in an effort to avenge those who have wronged him. He turned on Thor in Thor Ragnarok after his brother said he didn't need him in his life anymore. Out of rage in Thor the Dark World, he slammed his fist into Frigga and said she wasn't his mother. Loki was well aware that doing so would damage the people he was up against, so he did it as a means of retaliating against them because he felt they had wronged him. His words, on the other hand, were much more than what others had done to him. True Loki fans are well aware of this characteristic, since Loki is someone who can teach you everything about a person's character just by seeing them. He was able to read Black Widow's personality in a moment, as well as Bruce Banner and Hulk's dynamic. Loki won Thanos' favor when he learned the Warlord desired something from Earth and used it, while Thor's vulnerability was Jane Foster's, which he exploited as well. After tasering Loki, Thor said it best.
See, Loki, life is about growth, it's about change, but...
And Loki seemed to approve. Loki has the habit of pretending he was still right and everyone else was just wrong, just like he defended all of his evil deeds by saying they were.
It is my birthright.
Loki began accusing Thor and Odin for everything, including his youth, rather than doing it the way Thor and Odin did. When it was time for Loki to face justice for his sins, Loki tried to blame humans, Thor and his father, rather than taking responsibility for his actions. Apart from his futile assault on Thanos, Loki was still able to find a strong balance between battle abilities and mental acuity. While Thor was imprisoned by the Grand Master, Loki soon earned his confidence and became one of his commanders, showing his strategic skills. Loki was no slouch when it came to battle, having quickly dispatched the Frost Giants, Hela's force, Captain America, and many others. If Loki hadn't insisted on being kidnapped all along in order to obtain entry to S.H.I.E.L.D's foundation, he would have defeated Iron Man as well. Loki misled so many people that his betrayals could be numbered in the thousands. Loki didn't simply stab people in the back out of spite, he did it because it served him in a multitude of respects, including the fact that he was also betraying his own kin. This ultimately worked against him, as Thor finally realized this, and deceived Loki the last time the latter attempted to turn on him. Many people want to see Frigga in the Loki series because she was the one who ever loved him. Loki's own unblemished characteristic was his love for his mother, who is the one character he has never deceived. Frigga benefited from Loki's everlasting devotion because she had a constant friend with whom she shared her magical heritage. Loki also battled the Dark Elves for Frigga's sake, striving to be the greatest person he could be while under her power. Although Odin is generally recognized as one of the worst parents in the MCU, this is primarily due to Loki's viewpoint. The issue was that Loki's intense fear led him to place words in other people's mouths and take it out of context. Loki thought he'd have Thor exiled just to take his place, because he was insecure about not being called Thor's equal, despite the fact that Thor had always loved him. Despite Odin's assurances that he saw Loki as his son, Loki believed Odin disliked him. Loki's insecurities eventually slowed him down, preventing him from having the intimate relationship with his family that he so desperately desired.